Stephen Hawking, the brilliant physicist who spent his life unraveling the mysteries of black holes and the cosmos, made a discovery about love that challenges everything we think we know about this most fundamental human experience. The scientist who could explain the birth and death of stars with mathematical precision turned his analytical mind to love and uncovered a truth so counterintuitive that it revolutionizes our understanding of human connection, consciousness, and the very nature of reality itself. Most people believe love is purely emotional, a mysterious force that exists beyond the realm of science and rational analysis. We think of love as the opposite of physics, warm where physics is cold, subjective where physics is objective, chaotic where physics is ordered. But Hawking's investigation revealed that this romantic notion of love as separate from science represents one of the greatest misconceptions in human understanding. The physicist discovered that love isn't separate from the laws of physics. It's actually one of the most sophisticated demonstrations of those laws in action. Love operates according to principles of information theory, quantum entanglement, thermodynamics, and complexity science that make it not the opposite of physics, but perhaps its most elegant expression in biological systems. What if I told you that Stephen Hawking's analysis reveals that love is actually a form of information processing more complex than any computer ever built? That the experience of falling in love represents a quantum mechanical process where two consciousness systems become entangled in ways that mirror the fundamental forces holding the universe together. This is Stephen Hawking's revolutionary insight about love, a discovery that transforms our understanding of human connection from mystical romanticism to sophisticated science, revealing that love might be the universe's most advanced technology for creating complexity, meaning, and consciousness itself. Before we explore Stephen Hawking's groundbreaking analysis of love and why our romantic misconceptions about this fundamental force prevent us from understanding its true power and significance, hit that subscribe button because we're about to uncover how love operates according to the same principles that govern galaxies, atoms, and the fabric of space-time itself. Stephen Hawking's approach to understanding love began with his characteristic insistence on examining phenomena through the lens of fundamental physics rather than accepting conventional wisdom. The physicist recognized that while poets and philosophers had written extensively about love for millennia, very little serious scientific analysis had been applied to understanding what love actually is at the level of information processing, energy exchange, and system dynamics. The great misconception that Hawking identified is the belief that love is purely subjective and emotional, existing in a realm separate from objective physical reality. This misconception leads people to think that love can't be understood scientifically, that it's fundamentally mysterious and beyond rational analysis. But the physicist realized that this separation between love and science is completely artificial. Hawking's breakthrough insight was recognizing that love represents one of the most sophisticated forms of information processing and pattern recognition that occurs in biological systems. When two people fall in love, their brains are performing incredibly complex computational tasks, analyzing vast amounts of sensory data, comparing patterns against stored memories and preferences, predicting future compatibility, and optimizing for long-term pair bonding success. Think about what actually happens when you fall in love from an information processing perspective. Your brain analyzes thousands of subtle cues, facial expressions, vocal patterns, body language, pheromones, behavioral tendencies, and somehow integrates all this information into a coherent assessment of compatibility and attraction. This computational task is so complex that no artificial intelligence system has ever come close to replicating it. The physicist was fascinated by the speed and accuracy of this love detection system. Within minutes or hours of meeting someone, the human brain can make remarkably accurate predictions about long-term compatibility that often prove correct years later. This suggests that love operates according to sophisticated pattern recognition algorithms that have been optimized by millions of years of evolution. But Hawking's analysis revealed that love involves more than just information processing. It also demonstrates principles of quantum mechanics and system entanglement. When two people fall in love, their consciousness systems become correlated in ways that mirror quantum entanglement. They begin to share emotional states, synchronize physiological responses, and develop intuitive understanding that operates faster than conscious communication. Recent neuroscience research has revealed that couples in love show synchronized brain activity when they're together, with their neural oscillations becoming correlated across multiple frequency bands. This neural synchronization allows for rapid, nonverbal communication and shared emotional experiences that create a kind of extended consciousness system spanning two brains. Let me ask you something that would have fascinated Hawking. If love creates quantum-like entanglement between consciousness systems, what does this tell us about the fundamental nature of consciousness and its relationship to physical reality? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because this question connects romantic love to the deepest mysteries of quantum mechanics and consciousness studies. Hawking also discovered that love demonstrates sophisticated principles of thermodynamics and energy exchange. Relationships require constant energy input to maintain organization and complexity, emotional energy, attention, time, and resources. Without this energy input, relationships naturally decay towards states of lower organization and eventual dissolution, following the same entropy principles that govern all complex systems. But unlike simple physical systems, love relationships can create what physicists call dissipative structures, organized systems that maintain complexity by constantly processing energy and information. Healthy relationships become more complex and organized over time, developing shared languages, rituals, memories, and understanding that represent genuine increases in information content and system sophistication. The physicist was particularly intrigued by love's ability to create emergent properties that exceed the capabilities of individual consciousness systems. Couples in love often report experiences of shared intuition, collective problem-solving abilities, and creative insights that neither partner could achieve alone. This emergence of collective intelligence represents a fundamental principle in complex systems science. Hawking recognized that this emergent intelligence in love relationships mirrors the emergence of consciousness from neural networks, life from chemistry, and complexity from simple physical laws. Love demonstrates that consciousness systems can combine to create higher-order forms of awareness and intelligence, suggesting that consciousness itself might be fundamentally relational rather than individual. Recent research in relationship science has revealed that couples develop shared neural networks that allow them to process information collectively. Brain imaging studies show that partners in long-term relationships develop synchronized default mode networks, enabling them to share thoughts and emotions with remarkable efficiency and accuracy. The physicist also explored love's connection to information theory and communication systems. Love relationships involve constant information exchange, verbal communication, non-verbal cues, emotional signals, and behavioral patterns. Successful relationships develop increasingly sophisticated communication protocols that allow for efficient, accurate information transfer between partners. Hawking noted that these communication systems demonstrate principles of error correction and redundancy that mirror the most advanced information processing systems. Couples develop multiple channels for communication: verbal, non-verbal, emotional, behavioral, that provide backup systems when primary communication channels fail. This redundancy and error correction in love relationships represents a sophisticated solution to the fundamental problem of consciousness isolation. Each individual consciousness is trapped within its own subjective experience, unable to directly access another person's thoughts and feelings. Love creates communication bridges that partially overcome this isolation through multiple redundant information channels. The physicist was fascinated by love's role in creating shared reality and meaning systems. Couples in love develop shared interpretations of events, common values and goals, and synchronized worldviews that create a kind of collective reality that exists between them. This shared reality demonstrates how consciousness systems can collaborate to create meaning and significance that transcends individual experience. Recent studies of couples' shared memory systems have revealed that partners develop integrated memory networks where individual memories become interconnected with shared experiences and interpretations. These shared memory systems allow couples to maintain consistent narratives about their relationship and shared history, creating stability and continuity over time. Hawking also discovered that love demonstrates sophisticated optimization principles similar to those found throughout nature. Natural selection has optimized love systems for multiple objectives simultaneously: pair bonding, reproduction, child rearing, resource sharing, and mutual protection. This multi-objective optimization creates the complex, sometimes contradictory experiences that characterize romantic love. The physicist noted that love's optimization algorithms must balance competing demands: the need for security versus novelty, independence versus intimacy, individual goals versus shared objectives. Successful relationships develop dynamic equilibrium states that can adapt to changing circumstances while maintaining core stability and connection. This dynamic optimization in love relationships mirrors the adaptive systems found throughout biology and physics. Just as ecosystems maintain stability through constant adaptation and feedback, love relationships maintain connection through continuous adjustment and mutual influence. Recent research in computational biology has revealed that relationship dynamics follow mathematical patterns similar to those found in other complex adaptive systems. Relationship satisfaction, conflict patterns, and stability can be predicted using the same mathematical models used to study ecosystem dynamics and economic systems. Hawking was particularly intrigued by love's connection to consciousness and self-awareness. The physicist noted that love relationships serve as mirrors that allow individuals to see themselves more clearly through their partner's perspective. This external perspective on the self creates opportunities for growth and self-improvement that wouldn't be possible in isolation. The mirror function of love relationships demonstrates how consciousness systems can use external feedback to overcome the limitations of self-perception. Just as scientific instruments extend our sensory capabilities, love relationships extend our self-awareness capabilities by providing external perspectives on our own behavior and characteristics. Recent neuroscience research has revealed that being in love activates brain regions associated with self-reflection and theory of mind, the ability to understand others' mental states. This suggests that love literally enhances consciousness by improving our ability to understand both ourselves and others. The physicist also explored love's role in creating temporal meaning and narrative structure. Love relationships create shared timelines that give meaning and significance to individual experiences. Events become meaningful not just for their immediate impact, but for their role in the ongoing story of the relationship. This narrative function of love demonstrates how consciousness systems can collaborate to create meaning that transcends individual experience. Shared stories and memories become more significant than individual experiences, creating a kind of collective meaning that exists between partners. Hawking recognized that this collective meaning creation in love relationships mirrors the way consciousness creates meaning from experience more generally. Just as individual consciousness creates coherent narratives from chaotic sensory input, love relationships create coherent shared narratives from the complex interactions between two consciousness systems. Recent research in narrative psychology has revealed that couples with strong, coherent shared narratives show greater relationship satisfaction and stability over time. These shared stories serve as organizing principles that help couples navigate challenges and maintain connection across changing circumstances. The physicist was also fascinated by love's connection to creativity and innovation. Research shows that people in love often experience enhanced creativity, increased motivation, and improved problem-solving abilities. This creative enhancement suggests that love relationships create optimal conditions for consciousness to operate at peak efficiency. Hawking connected this creative enhancement to his broader understanding of consciousness as an information processing system. Love relationships provide the security, stimulation, and feedback necessary for consciousness to take creative risks and explore new possibilities without fear of rejection or abandonment. Recent studies of creative partnerships have revealed that collaborative relationships often produce innovations that exceed what either partner could achieve alone. These findings support Hawking's hypothesis that love relationships can enhance consciousness capabilities through collaborative information processing. The physicist also investigated love's role in creating resilience and adaptation capabilities. Love relationships provide emotional support, resource sharing, and collaborative problem-solving that help individuals navigate challenges and recover from setbacks more effectively than they could alone. This resilience function of love demonstrates how consciousness systems can combine to create adaptive capabilities that exceed individual limitations. Partners can compensate for each other's weaknesses, share cognitive and emotional loads, and provide backup systems when individual capabilities are overwhelmed. Recent research in stress and coping has revealed that people in supportive relationships show better physiological responses to stress, faster recovery from illness, and greater longevity compared to isolated individuals. These findings demonstrate that love relationships provide measurable benefits to both mental and physical health. Hawking's investigation ultimately revealed that the great misconception about love, that it's purely emotional and separate from science, prevents us from understanding its true sophistication and power. Love represents one of the most advanced technologies that biological evolution has produced for creating consciousness, meaning, and adaptive capability. Understanding love as sophisticated information, processing and consciousness enhancement technology doesn't diminish its beauty or significance. It reveals that love is even more remarkable than our romantic misconceptions suggest. Love demonstrates that consciousness systems can transcend individual limitations through collaboration, creating emergent intelligence and meaning that represents genuine advances in the complexity and capability of awareness itself. The physicist's analysis also revealed practical implications for how we approach relationships and personal development. If love operates according to sophisticated information processing and system dynamics principles, then we can use scientific understanding to improve relationship outcomes and enhance the consciousness-expanding benefits of romantic connection. This might involve developing better communication protocols, creating optimal conditions for shared creativity and problem-solving, understanding the energy requirements for maintaining relationship complexity, and recognizing the patterns and dynamics that support long-term stability and growth. Recent developments in relationship science and couples therapy are beginning to incorporate these scientific insights into practical interventions. Evidence-based approaches to relationship improvement focus on enhancing communication efficiency, developing shared meaning systems, and creating optimal conditions for mutual growth and development. Hawking understood that love represents a bridge between the subjective experience of consciousness and the objective principles of physics and information science. By studying love scientifically, we can gain insights into both the nature of consciousness and the fundamental principles that govern complex systems throughout the universe. The physicist's discoveries suggest that love might be more than just a biological adaptation for reproduction and pair bonding. It might be a fundamental feature of how consciousness systems can combine to create higher-order forms of awareness and intelligence. This has profound implications for understanding consciousness, artificial intelligence, and the future evolution of intelligence in the universe. Recent research in artificial intelligence and robotics is beginning to explore how artificial systems might develop love-like bonding and collaboration capabilities. These investigations are revealing that consciousness, whether biological or artificial, might require relational capabilities similar to love for optimal development and function. Hawking's analysis ultimately revealed that love is not the opposite of science, but perhaps its most elegant expression in biological systems. Love demonstrates that the universe has evolved mechanisms for consciousness systems to transcend individual limitations through sophisticated information processing, energy exchange, and collaborative intelligence creation. The next time you experience love, remember Stephen Hawking's insight. You're not just having an emotional experience, you're participating in one of the universe's most advanced technologies for creating consciousness, meaning, and adaptive intelligence. Love represents the cutting edge of what's possible when consciousness systems collaborate according to the fundamental principles that govern complexity and organization throughout the cosmos. If this exploration of Stephen Hawking's scientific understanding of love has changed your perspective on relationships and consciousness, make sure to smash that like button to support more investigations into the hidden science behind human experience. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss our discoveries about the sophisticated technologies that evolution has embedded in human nature. Share this video with anyone who's ever wondered about the true nature of love, because Hawking's analysis reveals that romantic connection is far more remarkable and sophisticated than our cultural misconceptions suggest. And let me know in the comments. How does understanding love as sophisticated information processing change your approach to relationships? What other human experiences do you think might operate according to advanced scientific principles that we don't fully appreciate? What connections between consciousness and physics would you like to see explored? Drop your thoughts below and join our community as we uncover the hidden science behind the most fundamental human experiences. Love operates according to principles that connect us to the deepest laws governing the universe, and understanding these connections might transform how we approach relationships, consciousness, and human potential itself.